Lots of great venues springing up. The Fun House, of course, getting plenty of mentions there in the Gosford CBD, bringing some great life to the area. And Gosford is finally getting that much-needed boost since Erin Affair sucked the life out, diverted interest away from the Central Coast's capital. A special entertainment precinct for the city is being planned. And I must say, things are really turning around in Sydney. If you're a regular visitor to Sydney, and I don't go that often, but, over the summer break you do for cricket and arts things and whatnot. And the restaurant precincts and the tourist areas are just pumping. I mean, it's phenomenal how things are turning around there. So why couldn't Gosford do the same? The revitalisation of the city centre is a key priority of the Central Coast Regional Plan 2041. So what could the Gosford Strip precinct look like, and what's needed to make it happen? In the studio is Precinct Chair Juan Iocco and District Lead Luke Carbonaro, who are looking to the future of a living city. Good morning, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, ABC Radio. Thank you for having us on.
Our pleasure, Luke and Juan. First of all, you, Juan, what's the vision?
Look, Scott, we've been working in the background quietly, probably for about the last 12 months for the Gosford Strip precinct. We've partnered up with the 24-hour economy, and we've now pretty much got just under 50 businesses, I think, all along the Strip. And the Strip is sort of our high street in Gosford there on Man Street, starting at around the Gosford Hotel and taking us all the way down through the shop fronts right up onto Drifters Wharf on the waterfront. So it's a 1.2 kilometre walkable precinct. It's been the first time historically that we've been able to get everybody together. So all the big kids from your Archibalds and your, the John Singleton group, and all the smaller businesses, the balloon shops, the cake shops, the co-working spaces. And we've all come together and found ourselves into a safe space where we've been able to talk about what is stopping us from moving forward. How can we awaken the Strip from the 40-year slumber we've been in?
And Luke, you spoke to the council about this at the recent meeting. What did you say to them?
Well, Scott, I mostly just went into detail on exactly what the Gosford Strip precinct has been getting done, and may I just say it is quite a lot in comparison to what has been Gosford's history for the past few years. Mostly just going into detail on how we can assist all of the local businesses and organisations to the Gosford Strip, how we see its future, and how we can revitalise Gosford in any way that we can, going into detail on our social media channels and how active they've been and how quickly they're growing. It's looking hopeful for Gosford.
It's a patchwork, isn't it? You've got great bits and rotten bits.
Oh, yes.
I'm thinking of, there's a bit of disruption up the end of Man Street today with a 300-ton crane working on the building behind the Crichtons. It was lovely that the Crichtons Art Deco facade was saved, and also the old Lion's Den sandstone, beautiful piece of colonial building as well. So that'll be... So you look at there, you've got the waterfront done and towering up, that big development. You've got the tax office and the state government offices. You've got the School of Arts turned into a really groovy restaurant. You've got then across the road the Crichtons development. The Froggies won A-Land. We know that they have a good record of finishing what they promise, unlike some of the developers. Yeah. And so there's trust in them after what they did at the Archibald. So that end will be pretty good with life coming back to the old council chambers. So if you look at it sort of slowly progressing along, and then there are the good bits in the middle, if you like it. I mean, some people might not like high-rise and say they're the bad bits. Yeah. I'm not saying yeah or nay, but I'm talking about new development. Then it's happening, isn't it? Yeah. But it takes time.
It takes time, and I think when we look at it from our perspective, we are literally the cranes on the ground. We are the community building, and then we're sort of the community architects. You can build all the buildings and development in the world, which is amazing. It's going to be super helpful, but it's also about having people, having community, and having culture. That's what makes smart cities. That's what makes terrific vibrancy. And what we're really focused on is about engaging businesses to open up. And we've worked out through many in-depth discussions over the last 12 months. All the businesses were sharing the same three major issues. One of those was around parking. We all know what the situation is with parking in Gosford. Number two was facades, the abandonment and the vandalised buildings. And number three was the red tape in not only starting up new businesses in Gosford, but in expanding existing businesses. So we have, I guess, ticked some boxes. We're really focusing on delivery. There's been so much over-promising and under-delivery, as we all know, self-interest happening over the last 40 years. So we've really had to turn that around, and we're really focusing on addressing the community fatigue and around what the needs are. So working with council through the councillors, we were able to build a case for the underutilisation of the Baker Street car park, which is now council has committed $900,000. That's about to open. To think it'll be amazing now that on weekends, public holidays, in the night, people can actually park and come and have great dinners, have shows, and we can really now start to explore getting the visibility out for the amazing products, the passion and the people that we do have in Gosford that are just doing superb stuff. And so it's about now getting that visibility out there and sort of engaging people like, you know what, it's a little bit edgy. Is it ready yet? Perhaps not. But let's all together start supporting it. And it's really about bums on seat, feet on the footpath. Let's get everybody into Gosford.
We need a critical mass of good places, though, don't we? Funhouse setting the template, but they're a bit standalone at the moment, aren't they? The cafes and restaurants are getting there, but what about other entertainment ideas to make it a living precinct? I guess maybe Luke or Juan, you can both jump in on this because you're certainly a specialist in the entertainment field, but Luke, you'd love to see that as well, I'm sure.
Well, we've already got a wide collection of some incredible entertainment venues right on the Gosford Strip. You know, you've got Hotel Gosford just down the street and turns into the incredible Gossy Good Times just at the end of it.
It's going well, isn't it? And you know, it's been nicely redeveloped and still kept the heritage.
It's beautiful, yes. I mean, you've got the Railway Hotel, brand new development, looks incredible. Beautiful spiral staircase, some of the best steaks you can get on the Gosford Strip. And you know, you have Archie's. How can I go without talking about
what's happening down there? Because I noted there was a sign to the Archie's pub, and I'm thinking, where is that? There's a pizza joint in the front, and there are restaurants up on the 30th floor.
Oh yes, no, Paolo's and the pub on the basement floor. You've also got the Astra right on the top floor. It's this beautiful Japanese izakaya-inspired 5-star restaurant. It's absolutely incredible. There are just so many new entertainment venues popping up on the Gosford Strip, and it's quite an exciting time for Gosford. We want to really create something that people want to come to and come to repeatedly. It's very exciting.
And could it rival Terrigal's a place at the moment where people go for music, nightclubs and a night out.
And I think too that it's its own entity. This is around sort of almost permission to be proud for Gosford to really just sort of come out of itself and be it's a CBD. So we literally are the high street and the CBD, and we would love to reflect that. You know, well, I think we're bigger than Hobart is what I'd sort of heard recently, and I would love for Gosford to be able to reflect that and for us to have that permission to be proud. And I think it's really about businesses, people, community, everybody coming together so that the Gosford CBD is seen more than just a place to go through or, you know, you live here but you're only living here because you're going to work in Sydney and it's near the train station. It's more about let's create culture, let's create vibrancy, let's make it happen in real time.
And your priorities, I think a lot of people would agree with. The state government and local government have to make it easier for people like those venues that are going to give entertainment and affordable fun to people, make it easier for them and make it harder for the derelict, the deadbeat landowners, if you will, who just sit on development applications and weed-infested, broken down, rat-infested properties.
And that's what we'll be tackling next. Like right now, Luke's been working on some heat mapping around the abandoned buildings, and I think we're looking at, Luke, what was the numbers there for the abandoned buildings that we've got on the high street?
Yeah, so I've been collecting and collating a wide selection of data of all of the businesses and organisations up and down the Gosford Strip, and the data, I can tell you this much, Scott, it is fascinating. We are looking at a 32 to 50% vacancy rate in some places, and that is just simply horrific. That is significantly higher than the state average, and is honestly unacceptable in a major city like Gosford. This is the second biggest city in the state.
Hey, good luck with that. It's great to collate the information and then get the powers to be to do something about it. That's your job, and I'm sure everyone's cheering you on. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Juan, Iocco and Luke Carbonaro there from the Strip Precinct committee group, who are tasked with a pretty big job to bring some life back into the capital of the Central Coast, CBD. It's 9 o'clock, time for the news.